Hi. Now, the last video I posted, I said I was going to come back in 2 weeks and we were going to continue the discipline diary. That was 11 months ago. Clearly, the discipline diary did not continue. And I'm going to talk about why. First of all, I don't know, how do we feel about this mic? I don't know if I love the mic. I don't know if I don't love the mic. But we're going to try it today. And we're going to see how I feel about the sound. I could just talk and it probably is fine. But we're going to see how we feel about the sound. That's the sidebar. Okay, so I really had intended on the discipline diary really being a thing. But life had other plans for me this year. I don't know how everybody else's year, like this video is basically going to be like my 2024 wrapped. 2024, chew me up and spat me out, baby. Okay, that's the easiest way that I could sum it up. This year has been really, like, I saw a meme that said 2024 felt like being awake during surgery, and I agree. You couldn't pay me to do this year again. Like, no amount of money would convince me to ever do this year again. When I posted that last video, I believe it was November. What I did not say in that video was at the beginning of a divorce. And so because of that divorce, I also relocated. Not once, but 5 times between November and August have I had to move, trying to figure out how to rebuild and find new stability, and just going back to being a single mom and doing life by myself. It's just been not the way that I thought it was going to go. So yeah, November, I was at the beginning of the journey. I thought that it was just going to be like any other regular breakup, and I was just going to be like, all right, well, I guess we're not doing that anymore. So we just gonna sign some paperwork and be on our way. And that's not how it's gone at all. Yeah, I also did not think it was going to be like an emotional roller coaster. I thought I was just going to be like, okay, we just don't live together no more, and then we don't see each other no more, and then I'm gonna just get over it. That's kind of how it's been, but definitely, like, I don't know. I guess I just did not expect to grieve the relationship the way that I have. But also, this is a person that I have been in a relationship with for 8 years, longest relationship I've ever been. So of course I'm gonna feel some kind of way. I'm not a robot, but I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I just thought it was gonna be easy and it was gonna be like the other breakups that I've experienced, and that's not how it's been. My goal was, go to the gym, work on me, establish a routine, and like everything in life has just kind of hit the fan. So establishing a routine has been damn near impossible to do. Yeah, and then I started a new job in February. I love this job, teaching at a beauty school. And I'm a licensed esthetician, so teaching at a beauty school. And I thought that that was going to be the door to something different. I thought I was going to be there for a while. I thought that it was really starting to help me feel like I had a grasp on things financially. It was right across the street from my beauty studio. Like, it just seemed like everything like aligned perfectly. And it did for a while. It did for a while. And I went into work one night, as I was teaching the night class. I went into work one night to teach my class, and I was laid off in September. And so that also was like a huge blow. I was like, yo, I need this money. I need this money. And now it's gone. And like, the process has started all over again. It's like just when I felt like I was starting to come up for air, it's like another wave just came and crashed. on top of me. And I was like, all right, God, I don't know what you're doing in this season, in this year, but it's like, I can't take another thing. I don't want to, and I can't. I'm probably gonna crack, and I may have an early 2000s Britney moment where I just shave my head, and I don't know what to tell y'all after that. Um, so due to me no longer having that job, I had to make the decision to close down my beauty studio, which I fought so hard to be able to reopen like a brick and mortar and be in that space. And it had been almost a year that I had had that studio. And like I said, it seemed like everything was lining up. It was across the street from my second job. It was pretty close to my real estate office. It was just like in the middle of everything. It wasn't far from my daughter's school. My daughter was doing an internship at the time. It was down the street from her internship. It just was like everything made sense. Um, until it didn't anymore. And I think at that point, when I got laid off, I was really like, okay, God, like this feels like punishment. And I was really feeling like, are you punishing me for getting divorced? Um, am I doing something wrong? Am I not praying enough? Am I not like, I don't have time to do much as far as getting into trouble. I don't, because I'm up and down the freeway. I'm driving to school and work and back and all the things. And it's like, what what are me to do? And losing the studio and that relationship at the same time, like, was I just was in this period of heavy grief. I'm the kind of person who, like, when I'm grieving, I don't let other people know how hurt I am about something. I will tell people like, oh yeah, like I'm in my feelings about it. I'm not, people ask like, how are you? I'm like, I'm here. And I probably come across very nonchalant, but I'm chalant as I don't know what. Okay. I'm at home, chalant on my face, crying, boo-hooing. I'm having whole potato days where I'm just like, I don't want to do anything and I'm not going to. I'm not answering my phone. I'm not going outside. My friends are not seeing me. Um, I just like am not myself, right? And a lot of this year has felt like that. So to my friends, you guys have seen me a few times, and I have really like I've had to do everything possible to come out and be social and like be bubbly and all of that. It just has been a really difficult year for me to do that, and I've felt like I'm not showing up for my friends the way that I want to show up for them. I'm not showing up for my family the way that I want to show up for them, because I'm really focusing on, I'm not even just like also not showing up for my clients the way I want to show up for them, obviously. And all of that matters to me in a real way, very deeply. And so as I've been trying to focus on just taking care of myself, that feels like a betrayal to everybody else. Like I'm learning how to put myself first, um, in a healthy way, not like, forget y'all, I just got to do me, but really like, hey, I need to admit that I'm not in a space to where I can show up for everybody else, because like my cup is empty. There's no overflow for me to give y'all. Like I need to take a step back and refill my cup. And that's been difficult for me to admit. And it's been difficult for me to sit back. That's so not what I'm used to doing. Um, I'm used to being the strong friend. I'm the oldest sibling. I feel like I'm supposed to be in a space where I can help everybody else, and whatever resources I have, I can share, and what's mine is ours type of deal. Like that's typically how I live, and it has not been like that at all for me this year whatsoever. Um, so I've really just been in the space of trying to figure out what rebuilding looks like, and um, I'm sure that there are plenty of other people who know what that's like when you're in a space where you're like, okay, I got to start over. And I'm 39, and the idea of starting over again, dating, don't want to. What? Finding a whole new person at this age, at my big age, I'm supposed to do this again? Oh, like, can you just whoever he is, I need him just like already be in love with me when he gets to my door, because I don't go out like that. So he better be the DoorDash deliverer at this point. Um, yeah, like I'm in a position where I'm just having to do a lot of things that just feel like I thought I was past this part of life. I thought I had gotten where I needed to get. I thought I had already established my business. I thought I had already established my relationship. I thought this marriage was going to turn into trajectory to purpose. I expected that I would have another child, and now I'm getting older, and so like I don't know if that's something that's going to happen. Um, and it's just brought so many things up for me where it's like, dang, I got to a place where I felt like I was really healed from certain things, and that's not the case. And so I'm learning that healing, I mean, obviously I knew healing is not linear, but when you see it on a meme or when you like hear it and other people say it to you, it's very different from walking it out. And so I've been spending a lot of time with God, listening to a lot of sermons. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. I just am trying to inundate myself with positivity because negative thoughts are coming at your girl like razor blades and lemon juice. Okay, like they are around. I'm not impervious to that type of mental environment just because I am used to being strong. Like it's not impossible for me to not be strong. Um, and so I had a really interesting experience yesterday that led me to where we are today. So my car has been having troubles, issues. She's trying to die, and I don't have time for her to die because who has time for a car note when I'm already dealing with this situation where I'm down to one job. I'm just now starting to see clients again, but they're not coming as regularly as they have before. That's also the holiday season and all of that. So I'm operating at a lower income that I'm used to. Um, Bills have not gone anywhere. Necessities have not gone anywhere. And I live further than I did before. So I'm spending a lot of time on the freeway, a lot of gas. And my car decides she's going to like have a seizure and try to die. So my car is currently at the mechanic. And so I had to take a ride share yesterday because I had some clients and I was not going to reschedule anybody. I was going to make sure they were all new clients, which I'm so grateful for. And I wanted to make sure that I didn't have to do no rescheduling or anything like that. I said, I'm going to just make it make sense. Right. So I'm at work longer than expected. I thought I was going to be done probably around like 5. I wasn't done until like around 7. So I'm leaving. I search up the driver and this man, listen, I'm a pretty petite woman. I'm 5'4". I'm not tall. I'm not big. Like I'm not scary, but I'm getting in a car with somebody for almost an hour and he looked a little ominous. We'll just use that word. Yeah, he just looked a little, you know. And so I sent my sister a picture of the driver and I was like, eek. And she was like, oh, thumbs down. So I am carrying all my things and I'm carrying all my things and I get in the car and I'm like, he's like, are you Shayla? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. And I get in the car and he's like, how are you? I was like, oh, I'm doing good. And he was like, oh, you're too peppy for me. I've had a really nice, calm day, and you're coming in here with all this like energy. And I was like, that's interesting because you're listening to this very jolly holiday music. And so he starts laughing, and it kind of broke the ice. So we ended up having a really amazing conversation the entire way. And he was asking me a lot of questions about myself, nothing that made me feel weird or like unsafe. He wasn't asking about like where I live, who I live with, any of those type of questions. But the conversation that we had, it's funny because sometimes you really do judge a book by its cover, and can you can look at somebody and say there's no possible way that me and this person have anything in common, or that person would have anything positive to impart into my life. And that man, I really believe that God used him to reaffirm me. I really believe that God used him to show me that I'm so used to the way that the people who I see every day see me. I'm so used to the way that they interact with me. I forget that there are people in this world who are seeing me and meeting me for the first time. And the impression that I give them, I don't know what it is. Most of the people that I interact with, I pretty much know what they think of me. It's very rare for me to meet somebody brand new that I'm like, oh, this is how I'm perceived by other people. And it just reminded me, like, girl, you have a purpose that you are just not walking in. And why are you not doing it? Because your emotions are all over the place. And our emotions, I have said for many years, and something that my mom always says, like, feelings are not facts. And so our emotions lie to us all the time. And the spirit of depression will come on you and really make you feel like you're not worthy. You are not who you believe that you are, and you're not who God has told you that you are. And none of that is true. And so it really just convicted me. It really just convicted me. And I'm so grateful for God meeting me where I was, sending someone that I did not expect to have anything, because I was a little scared of this man. But he really was like a really pleasant, and like it was a great experience. And he was telling me, this is an older man who was telling me that just me doing what I do on a daily basis and sharing some of the things that I've experienced this year that really were very difficult for me, that inspired him. I don't think I'd be inspiring old men. Like, I'm a girl. I'm just a girl. But I was really blessed by that interaction. And it just reminded me that I have been sitting on some things that I know that God has said for me to do. He was talking about, I think like your life, it's kind of like a movie or a story. I think that you should share some of the things that you have experienced, some of the things you shared with me, because I think it would really help other people. And so, with that being said, your girl is returning to her gifts. I'm back. I don't know what that looks like exactly for YouTube itself. But yeah, I do have things to share. I do have a story to tell. I do have some things that I really do believe that can encourage someone else. And none of this is for my gratification or my glory. I really believe that a lot of the things that I have experienced in life are not just for me, but they are for other people. And I'm hoping that those people find me in my videos, and that this turns into a community of support, because things are tricky. It's getting sticky out here. And yeah, I just feel like a lot of times some of the things that I have walked through this year have made me feel like I was really alone, even though I have friends, even though I have family, even though I know that they care about me and they're loved, or I'm loved by them. The way that I have needed support, or the expectation that I have of what that support would look like, was not met by what happened this year and how the interactions actually were. So sometimes you just need somebody who's not in that circle to talk to you, to walk through it with you, whatever that looks like, or just to hear that somebody else is going through something that's really tricky, and they're also like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm doing. This is my first time being at this stage in life. I've never been 39 and divorced before. I've never been a single mom of a teenager before. I've never been trying to restart and rebuild my business for like the umpteenth time, because I know that it's something that I love to do and I'm good at it. And the only thing that's really stopping me is the capital. And I'm going to find the capital, okay? Money comes to me and I'm going to keep it. It's not just going to run through my fingers. But I'm really in a season also of just learning how to be a better steward of the things that God has given me. And so if He's giving me a little, then that means that that's what I can handle right now, and I'm going to do better with it. So yeah, I'm welcoming myself back because it has been trying for me to do this consistently, but I can do it and I want to. And I do believe that it's going to benefit other people, and it's not for me. It's not because I'm trying to be something. But it's because I already am something, and I really want God to use me in this way. And so if this video blessed you, please subscribe to the channel, and you can come on the journey with me. Share it with a friend, like it, put in the comments if there is something specifically that resonated with you, if there's anything that you would like for me to pray for you about. And we're just going to turn this into, we're going to turn this into a thing. We're going to see what it becomes. Yeah. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.